Okay, since there are so many vehicles here, I am guessing that there's something happening on the other side. Curious to see what's on the other side as well. Okay, let's go look. We have so many lions. Guys, you can't even imagine how excited I am for today. Originally, I'm from South Africa, and I can say without much pride that I have never actually seen a lion in the wild before. So to think that I might see my first lion in India sounds pretty wild. Also, I want to make a quick apology throughout this video for my voice. I've had a bit of a cold and my voice is not acting as it usually would. So that is why I sound the way I do. But I hope that it does not influence the rest of the video. Oh, but it's time to get going. See some lions. So we've left Gujarat to get to Gir Forest, and I want to talk a little bit about the distribution of the Asiatic lion. Now previously they used to have a massive range all the way from Turkey down to the south of Asia, which would be here in India. But now the habitat is restricted to an area of around 14,000 square kilometers, which includes Gir Forest, but also goes beyond the protected areas. So you have lions that are living outside of the protected areas as well. Now, there used to be a very, very healthy population of these lions, but because of the use of firearms or the introduction of firearms, the lions were basically almost killed to extinction because of sporting reasons. People were killing them with the guns, and eventually there was only a tiny little population left in Gir of 18 individuals. And now, because of conservation efforts, these lions have now got a population of around 600 individuals. So there has been a massive increase since people have tried to protect them. And hopefully today we can see one of these individuals at least. One benefit of going with a wildlife photographer is I get to use this bad boy on my camera. Pinkesh was actually telling me is that the villages that we're driving through at the moment are actually between Sasangir and other natural areas. So these villages act as a wildlife corridor, not only for lions but also for many other animals. But these people are actually very accustomed to living around the lions, and even just doing a quick Google or YouTube search, you will find videos of lions strolling through the towns at night and stuff like that. So you can spot them here sometimes outside of the protected zones. We have definitely arrived at, well, almost the entrance of Gir, because I have the souvenir shop behind me. We have all the different jeeps and gypsies coming past with people going in and out of Gir. And just keep in mind that if you do want to go on a safari in Gir, that it's going to be closed between mid-June and mid-October because of the monsoon season. And also there are only 3 different time slots that you can go in on a safari. So that's early morning, later in the morning, and then in the evening. We're actually going from 3 to 6 p.m. So we're going for the later time slot of the day. So hopefully it will cool down because it's quite hot. So I'm not quite sure how this will affect the lions just yet. But also keep in mind when you're booking that the price that you pay, the permit price, does not include the gypsy or the taxi, doesn't include the fees for your camera. So this is all separate. So those are just some things that you need to keep in mind when you're going to book your safari. But now our time is getting quite close for to actually go inside. Way too big. I mean, like, that looks so strange. They have like this huge lens and this tiny little cube. Okay, so I don't think my Sony has ever looked this sexy, man. Ooh. Okay, well, it looks like our ride has finally arrived, so it's time to get the show on the road. Okay, so here we have the big lens, which is a 2 to 600 millimeter. And then of course this bean bag, which will be very easy to stabilize everything. What you saw on that board there was a warning sign for crocodiles. Now, Gir is famous for its Asian lions, but there are other animals such as honey badgers, leopards, lots of different herbivores, but also crocs. So yeah, you definitely don't want to go take a dip in the water. So today we've got some good guides, I've heard. Experts in lions and other wildlife, experts in leopards, and he's got pug marks tattooed on his hand. How cool is that, man? Okay, I did mention the honey badger earlier on. You know, you can see them in this reserve, or you can find them in this reserve, but they're very, very rare. But please just Google or YouTube a honey badger, because these animals are like one of the most badass species I know of. They have no fear. Pinkesh is like an amazing wildlife photographer, and of course he has shots of the honey badgers. Oh my word. He looks so cute until you get him angry, you know? Yeah.
Lion bookmark.
Yeah, I see. Look how big they are. Wow, so we've got big male pug marks. Very nice pet. Wow, look at the size, man. Can you just imagine that if the foot is that big already, like what the size of this lion is going to be? So what they were saying is that the male lions here are a lot rarer than the female lions. And also to keep in mind, in comparison with the African lion, the Asian lion is actually a tad smaller than the African one. But still, I mean, that's not going to make much of a difference if you see that like massive paw, man. Okay, first time I get to try out the camera because we spotted an owl. Wow, so beautiful.
This one name is the flame of the forest.
It's so beautiful.
The flower tree is the flame of the forest.
Flame of the forest.
Yeah, here the spotted deer. This one deer.
And here we have the spotted deer.
The Bambi.
The Bambis.
Yeah, the monkeys. Pig no, the pig so like sitting on a wild. They all agree.
So like most things, or most times with wildlife, it's all about a patience game, because wildlife does not run on a schedule. Now we are here in the more hotter part of the day, so we're gonna have to wait for it to cool down a little bit before we actually have more chances of seeing lions. But what they did say is that the chances for leopard could be potentially quite high now, so let's hope so. Over here we have one of the tribal villages, or you know, some houses of the tribal villages that live inside of Gir Forest. So there are actually people that are living inside of Gir, and basically they live off of their livestock and their cattle. And what I was told is that they actually have their buffaloes produce milk, and this is what they will sell outside of the forest. But so they are living right here in the natural area. What our guide is explaining is that in this area there's quite a big pride of about 2 males and about 22 individuals in total. So they call this area their home. Now the temperature is starting to cool down, so I'm hoping that the chances for us still go up. Okay, well here we have one of these very prehistoric animals. It's a crocodile. Since there are so many vehicles here, I am guessing that there's something happening on the other side. Curious to see what's on the other side as well. Okay, let's go look. I am so excited, this is ridiculous. Okay, we have spotted so many lions, and they are all like laying on the ground and sleeping, but not too far away from us. Look at them. They're all sleeping. Napping away. I wouldn't be doing anything else if it's just this hot either. quite a few females laying here. There are about 4 in the foreground, maybe 3 or 4 in the background. Oh man, I'm so happy we actually got to spot them. And these are the first lions I'm seeing in the wild ever. And they're just chilling, they're just hanging out. They are too hot to move, so they'll probably become more active as the temperature drops a bit more. But I'm really pleased with the sighting. I feel so extremely lucky with this sighting, even though the chance of seeing lions here are, you've got a reasonable chance, but this was just beautiful. So many of them just woken up, went to get water. It's, yeah, really, really happy with this. So the spotted deers are making an alarm call, which means there's a predator in the area. There was a leopard that had passed here. We didn't see it, but they obviously know like the bug marks and all of that, and we could hear the deer making its warning calls. So it might still be in the area, but I've never actually seen the deer as it's making its alarm calls. I've only heard the alarm calls before. It's a very strange sound to accompany with the deer, but we have left the beautiful, beautiful Gir Forest, and like I said, we were quite lucky to see what we did, but I didn't realize how lucky we actually were, because our guide told me that he hadn't seen this pride in about a year. And also in the last few safaris that they have done, most people have only seen like maybe a few lions in the bushes, because of also the season at the moment. It's very dry, it's quite hot, it's getting hotter. So overall, I am a very lucky girl that I got the sighting that I got today, and I'm really happy that I was able to see the lions like this for the first time. Actually seeing them walk across the road like that and yawn and wake up and everything, it was really, really cool.